What if AI could build your entire course on any topic in under 10 seconds? Every learning app feels the same. Static videos, no motivation, no real progress, and user quit within 3 days. Sound familiar? So I built something completely different. A full stack React Native app where AI generates any course instantly and it's fully gamified. User type any topic, AI build the entire course structure and they have to earn XP, unlock the chapters and level up to keep progressing, just like a real game. We are building this with a Expo and React Native, Neon database for the backend, Clerk for the authentication and Gemini AI to power the course generation. By the end of this tutorial, you will know how to integrate AI into mobile app, build a working XP and reward system, handle authentication, connect to a real database and ship something portfolio worthy. Before we write a single line of code, let me show you exactly what we are building. Here is the full application demo. Let me walk through it. If you still did not subscribe to our channel, please do subscribe, press like button and notification bell icon so that you will not miss any update from me. So once you authenticate in our app using a social authentication and email password authentication, you will land on this welcome screen. Here you have option to enter into the hub and then you will navigate to the home screen. At the bottom, we have 4 different tabs where we have camp, quest, stats and profile. Now over here on the home screen, which is nothing but the camp screen, you will see the user profile card at the player's avatar. On the top you will see the XP and coin earned, and in order to go to the next level, how much coins or XP user needed. Also you will see the currently user is on level 5. Then you will see a current quest is nothing but the current ongoing course. Now I already finished 50% of the course, so it's showing that progress and I can resume the journey. So our application automatically update this home screen based on what you which chapter you finished previously. Then we have the daily bounty section which refresh every 20 hours, and this daily bounty will generate based on your activity, your course, which course you enroll, and depends on that it will generate this bounty. Once you complete this bounty, you will earn the rewards like coins or XP. Then we have all the enrolled courses. Over here you can scroll these courses and whatever the banner is generating, we are generating with the help of AI image. So we are using a nano banana to generate this banner and we are using a Gemini to generate these courses as well. You can jump onto any courses by clicking on it. Then we have trophy cabinet where whenever you complete any specific achievement, then you will get the trophy, and if you see some of the trophy I already unlocked. Pretty cool, right? Which makes you to keep consistent inside the application. Now we have the quest section where you can create a new course by clicking on this forge new journey. Once you click on it, just enter the topic. So whichever topic you want to learn. For example, you want to run generative AI. Okay, so this topic you want to learn, then you can select the challenge whether you want a basic or medium or even paid. Now we have already added premium and free user feature, so this advanced mode is only available to the paid user, and once you select it, simply click for journey and then your course generation is now started. Within few seconds your course will be ready. And once the course is ready, you can open this course and then you will see this beautiful Duolingo style chapters where you can track each of the chapter as well, and then based on your chapter completion you will see the completed chapter is marked as inside the circle with a green mark. Pretty cool, right? Also we have the chapter name, and anytime once you click on that chapter, it will navigate to the chapter content, where once you read or player read that content, then once user click next, based on what you learn, it will generate the quiz. For each subtopic we have one dedicated quiz. For example, in this case, if I select this answer and I got this answer, and if I click next section, you will see I earn 1 XP. Pretty cool, right? Also, I got another bounty. So one of the bounty is completed. So it's saying, okay, chapter 1 of the Python quest is completed, and it's showing that bounty for the 2 days. Then I got the second subtopic. I will go to the next, and then I will finish. And if it comes wrong, then obviously user will not get any reward. Okay. Then once the chapter is completed, you will see that completed chapter will mark as a green check mark, and if you see, the course we just created is now ready, and obviously you can view this or you can start learning one by one. So here it create a multiple chapters, and I'm gonna tell you how to add this beautiful design, this complete Duolingo style progress and everything in this chapter. Nothing is missing. Whatever you see in this video or in this demo, everything we are going to build it completely from the scratch. Then we have stats page where you will see a player's avatar. Here you have option to check in daily, okay, and you can keep your strike, which obviously once you check in you will get some coins and XP as well. Here you will see all the trophy and its which trophy you earn and which are the other trophy which you can earn later on. And we also have global ranking where you will see all the players ranking as well, and in that what's your ranking. So we also added the global ranking section. Then we have profile section in which you will see how much coins you earn, how much XP you earn. Then we added a paywall with the help of revenue cat. If you want to upgrade with a paid plan, simply click on it and you will see an option to upgrade it. So that also we are going to add in this particular project. Everything which needed to make this application production ready, all the features we included. We also have option to enroll courses and all the details, how many quiz you gave. Then the activity log with the help of heat map, similar like a GitHub progress. Then we have the recent achievements, so which are the trophy you earn, and some basic settings. Now from this one you can see the generated course banner, how gamified way the banner is ready for you. And this complete project we are going to build completely from the scratch. At the end we are going to export the file for the iOS and the Android as well, so that you can try it on your actual device. Now to build this application we are going to use a React Native Expo. Expo is very popular build tool to build to develop the React Native application, and this is the perfect start and tool to use to build the React Native application for the beginners. Then for the database and backend we are going to use a Neon PostgreSQL database. Neon provide a lot of different features. It's free to use, and most important, you can scale it at runtime. So you don't need to worry about the auto scaling because Neon is taking care of that one. Neon also has the AI integration, so it's quite easy to integrate within any application. And the next we have the Clerk authentication. So Clerk recently added Clerk Expo SDK, from where in just one line of code now you can add authentication. So they added this inbuilt UI component which you can directly add inside your application, and based on the social account you select, it will automatically display inside on your application. So that's pretty straightforward. Then we are using a Clerk Expo SDK. Clerk recently updated the Expo SDK where in just one line of code you can add an authentication into your application, similar like a web app. Now within just this Clerk inbuilt component you can add authentication view, a user button, or even user profile view, and you don't need to implement any UI because Clerk is now taking care of your all the components which needed for the authentication directly inside your React Native app. And if you want to get access to all of my source code and the courses, then simply visit to the tubegurji.com where you will find all the courses and the source code. Also, you can learn it and keep a track of your each chapter by chapter, and you will earn XP. You will see you have access to the source code. You can even watch on YouTube, and there are many features now available on tubegurji.com. Simply go to the tubegurji.com and sign up for a free. Also, if you want to become a creator but don't want to show your face, don't worry, because I created an app called Short Vidcast where you can create an AI podcast video by just uploading your image and your 10-second voice, and then it will generate a beautiful AI podcast video. You don't need to write any topic or anything. Simply tell AI what to do and AI will create a script for your video and generate a beautiful video. In order to create the React Native application, we are going to use an Expo. Expo is a build tool to develop your React Native application much faster with all the native features included in the Expo. So it will be very easy to add it inside your app. With the help of Expo, you can even deploy your application on App Store and the Play Store as well. And within just a click, you can easily deploy it on different platforms. So in order to create an Expo application, simply go to this expo.dev and then click on documentation. And this is a command line to create your React Native Expo app. So simply copy it, then go to the folder where you want to create this project, open a terminal at that folder. If you are using a Windows, then make sure to open a command prompt and then simply paste this command. After this, it will ask, do you want to proceed? Say yes, and then give the project name. So in my case, I will say Gamify Educational AI Course Generator. Then hit enter, and then it will start installing all the package and the dependency which needed. Once your project is ready, then you can simply close this terminal and open a Google Anti-Gravity. In this project, you can either use a Google Anti-Gravity or you can use a VS Code. Now, in order to download the Google Anti-Gravity, simply search on Google as a Google Anti-Gravity, go to this antigravity.google website, and then from here you can download this Google Anti-Gravity completely for free. It's available for Mac OS as well as for Windows laptop as well. Okay, so make sure to download it. It's totally up to you whether you want to use VS Code or Google Anti-Gravity. Now, the benefit of Google Anti-Gravity, it included with an AI agent section where you can directly start interacting with it, and it's free to use. So you can use many models like Gemini, Claude or GPT model for free. Okay, or the another option you have to use a clean boat. Clean boat also free to use. You can connect with your own API, or you can even connect your ChatGPT subscription or Gemini subscription as well. So you can either connect any of them. So first thing first, you have to open the folder which you created the project. So in my case, I will go to this React Native and the application. Make sure to open it. Here you have to say yes, I trust the author, and then on the left hand side you will see some files and folder which is inside our application project folder which we just created. Let me walk through each folder one by one. Now, very first folder we have this app folder in which all our pages routes will be inside this app folder. So inside this you will see we have this underscore layout.tsx file which is the root layout of our application which hold our complete application. Then we have model.tsx file. Okay, obviously this is the some sample code included with this default application. Now, before explaining any of them, first I'm gonna reset this project. Okay, so inside the package.json you will see a command to reset this project which is reset-project. So simply open a terminal inside your anti-gravity and simply type a command npm run and then paste this reset project command. So it will remove your existing file. So you have option. So here we'll say no, I just want to delete all of the files, and you will see now some of the files is get deleted. Now we have the complete scratch project. Okay, so over here now if I go to this app folder, you will see underscore layout.tsx, which only have the stack navigation and which is the root layout of our application, and another page which is index.tsx, which is a default page of our application. So inside this index.tsx we have this view and the text. Now view is nothing but similar to a div tag inside your HTML or React application, and then text is nothing but, let's say, heading tag, okay, to display the text on the screen. Now after this we have assets folder, in which we are going to keep all our images which you want to access from your local. So any images or assets you want to use it from your app, you can keep inside this assets folder. Then we have node module folder, in which which contain all the packages info or packages code is inside the node module. Obviously we are not going to touch this folder at any time. Then we have app.json, which is very important file, because inside this app.json which has configuration related to your Android and iOS app. So here you will see name of the application, the version. Now this version is important when you deploy your application or publish your application. You need to update this version every time when you make an update, and then you publish that updated file or application to the App Store and Play Store. Then the orientation, the icon of your application, then here iOS configuration and Android configuration. It also has the web configuration and the plugin which are defaultly installed. Obviously if you want to add any new plugin, you can simply add it here. And then we have package.json, which contain the name, version of your application along with the script to run, to build or to test your application, and the dependency. If you see, there are a lot of dependency already installed along with their version. Okay, so you don't need to worry, but anything if you want to add any new dependency, then I'm going to tell you how to do it. And then we have the tsconfig, which contain a TypeScript related configuration. So that's all about the basic file structure inside this React Native Expo app. Now the question is how to run your application. Now there are two ways to run your application. The first one and easiest one is an Expo Go app. You have to install this Expo Go app inside your actual device and make sure you are in the same network. Once we run our application, then you will see the QR code which you need to scan from your mobile camera, and then it automatically open your application inside this Expo Go app. Okay, as simple as that. So you can immediately test your application in real time. Okay, so you will see how it actually works on actual device. Or another way is to run on an emulator. So let me show you how. So first we're gonna run our application. So over here I'm just gonna type npm run start command, okay, to run our application. Once you enter, you will see you will get this QR code. Now this QR code you have to scan it from your mobile and make sure you have the Expo Go app. If you are using Android or iOS, doesn't matter, simply scan it and then you will see your application will start running. But the important point is make sure you are on the same Wi-Fi network. Now another thing that in order to run your application is on Android or iOS emulator. If you are using Windows laptop, then obviously you have to use it on an Android emulator. If you have Mac OS, you can either run on Android or iOS emulator. Now in this example, I'm going to use an Android emulator. So simply you have to install the Android Studio. Okay, so make sure you have the Android Studio installed. So I will just search Android Studio, and then inside the Android Studio you have to set up a virtual device. Now in order to set up a virtual device, make sure to click on this virtual device manager. If you don't have any device created, make sure to create a new device. Over here make sure to select any phone, but you have to select the phone which has this icon, which is the play service icon. So make sure to select that, click next. After that you have to select at least any of the latest operating system. So I selected this Tiramisu, which is the API level 33. Click next, and then you can give any name for your device. I will keep everything as it is inside the advanced setting. You can even select how many internal storage or SD card you want, and then click finish. Now I already have one. Okay, once you create it, your device will appear over here, and then click on this play button icon. So it will automatically launch the emulator, which act like your actual device. Okay, so on the right hand side, if you see, the emulator is now started. So I will just keep it here all the time so that it will be easy for us to test it. And if you see, our emulator is now started. Now I will close this Android Studio, and then you will see all your applications and all the default application as well. Perfect. Now in order to run your application, so let me make it small, just type A, which stand for open in Android emulator. So I will type A, and if you see, it's saying opening in Android device. Right now it asking me to install or update the Expo Go version, so we have to say yes. So it will update or install the Expo Go inside your Android emulator, and then it will automatically open your application. So now if you see, our application is opening. At the bottom you will see, very first time, obviously it will take extra time to bundle your application because you are launching it first time. And here we go. If you see, our default page is now rendering on the screen. Now if I go to this app folder under the index.tsx file, and if I make any change, let me close this agent for now. For example, here I will say subscribe to Tube Guruji. So guys, if you did not subscribe to our channel, make sure to subscribe. And if I save this one, you will see automatically without any application reload, the changes, it will appear inside your app. Okay, pretty quick. So it supports the hot reload as well. So you don't need to manually reload your application. Pretty cool, right? So obviously if you want to add another text, just type a text and then just add any text which you want, and it will appear immediately. Now it has a lot of different React Native tags. Okay, for example, if you want to add a button, you can add a pressable, which is the React Native component, and then you can add button, something like this, right? Now currently if you see, even though if I just type a button text inside the pressable, it giving me that error saying text string must be rendered within a text. So for example, if you cannot directly write any text, you have to wrap inside the text component, something like this. And here, for example, I will say button. See, and now this button is now pressable. There are a lot of different components which you're gonna learn throughout the project. But until this point, make sure you are able to create the React Native Expo project and you are able to run on emulator or either on actual device. If you have any question, any doubt until this point, let me know in the comment section. Now let's implement the welcome screen. When user come to our app first time, he will see that welcome screen. Now there are two ways that you can implement this screen. Either you can use a traditional implementation where you can code by going to this app index.tsx as a welcome screen, or you can use an AI. With the current trends, implementing with an AI is quite popular, and that's what we are going to do. So there are two ways that you can implement using that AI agent. Either you can use an inbuilt Google Anti-Gravity AI agent. Just click on it and it will open this AI agent, and inside that you can simply enter the prompt, or you can use any third-party AI extension like Cleanboard. Now Cleanboard also is very popular and it's also free. Just the thing is, you can connect whichever subscription you want. So in this case, if you see, I connected to my ChatGPT subscription, but you have different options like connecting Google Gemini, Anthropic, or Amazon or OpenAI, DeepSeek, and there are many others which you can simply connect your subscription, or you can use your own API key. So you can switch between a clean bot and the Google's anti-gravity AI agent. It's totally up to you. But right now let's use this inbuilt Google anti-gravity agent. Now inside that you can simply enter the prompt. Now before that, make sure to add one important file, which is a theme.md file. I already added inside the assets, so the link is in the description. Make sure to use it. It's completely free. Now inside the theme.md file, it basically defines a proper theme structure, which color palette you need to use, what kind of background, everything is mentioned along with the typography and some basic instruction. Okay, so make sure to add this theme.md file and then start implementing. So over here we'll say use theme.md file and implement welcome screen for this app. And I think that's all. And here you can, the app name is, and you can give any app name. So I will just add it as a course Forge AI and then hit enter. Now you don't need to mention all of the detail. Most of the time AI automatically pick it for you, and based on the instruction given inside the theme.md file, it will start implementing it.
A few moments later.
And if you see, our welcome screen is ready. On the right hand side, you will see a proper colors used, and obviously it's a game style UI, so it automatically select the color from the theme.md file. We have this beautiful background circle and all, right? Only thing that is not good is at the top bar. Inside the top bar we have this header, and we don't want this header, right? We can remove that one as well. So there are two ways, either you can tell to the AI agent or you can do by yourself. Now removing this kind of small thing, it's quite easy. Now obviously we don't want this header throughout the application, so I'm just gonna go to this underscore layout.tsx where we have the stack screen, and inside that I'm going to add a screen options. Now stack has this property called screen option, and inside that you can simply say header shown and then make it false. Once you're done, let's save this one, and boom, if you see, now the header is gone. And that's how you have to fix this small issue. And you can save your tokens as well if you are using any paid AI agent. Okay, now once you are happy with these changes, you have option to accept all of these change. You can even review these changes before that, and you completely have option to reject or accept those change. You can even accept one by one, or you can accept all at one. And once I say accept all, now all the changes is now applied. Okay, so let's close all of this tab. And that's how easily you created your first React Native page, which is a welcome page. Now there are a lot of different features we are going to add throughout the application. But before that, now let's move to the next chapter. Now let's set up a database. Database is very important part of any application. Now for example, if user come to our app, our application will check if user is authenticated or not. If user is authenticated, then obviously user can access his own data from the database. And for the database, we are going to use a Neon PostgreSQL database. Neon provides a free serverless PostgreSQL database, and most important is free to use. Neon has a lot of different features and very easy to integrate in any application, whether it's a web or mobile. And today we are going to integrate this Neon DB directly inside our React Native application. If user is not authenticated, so obviously user navigate to the sign in and sign up page. Now before adding a Neon PostgreSQL database, it is very important that we are going to use a Drizzle ORM. Drizzle is an object relational mapping, and it is a ORM which can connect our application with a database. And you don't need to write a query. With the help of Drizzle ORM, you can simply make all the CRUD operation directly from your app to the database. Okay, and it's very easy, so you don't need any database SDK for it. And Neon is the perfect integration with the Drizzle ORM. So we'll go back to our app and we are going to tell an AI, let's implement it. So let's open, and you can create a new session or new conversation every time, okay? And inside that we'll say, let's set up Neon DB with Drizzle ORM and create user table, okay? So this is a basic things we added, and let's send this and just wait for the implementation. And the AI agent give you the proper implementation plan, okay? So how it gonna set up the Drizzle ORM along with the Neon DB, and if you see, it's a database credential and environment limits, so everything is mentioned. Obviously it will add some dependency like Drizzle ORM, Neon DB driver, Drizzle kit, and we need to add this Expo public database URL inside our .env file, okay? So that thing we need to update. But before that, let's go through the implementation plan, and once you are okay with it, simply proceed. So 99% the implementation plan given by an AI agent is accurate, so you don't need to worry about much on that part. So right now if you see, it asking me whether do you want to install this dependency, so you can say run, okay? Now obviously if you don't want to give permission every time, right? Obviously AI will ask this permission every time whenever needed, right? But you have option to change it. Simply go to the quick setting panel, or maybe you can go to this setting and click on open anti-gravity user setting, and inside that you have option to terminal command auto execution, so you can say always proceed. So every time whenever AI want to run any execution or any command, it will just proceed without asking you, okay? So I will change that, and right now we'll wait for the complete implementation. And if you see, it's already implemented as well. Only thing that we need to do inside our .env file, we need to add this database URL. So let's copy this environment variable name first, then I will go to the .env file, and inside that I'm going to paste this database URL. Okay, we already have this URL added, so we just need to replace with the actual URL. Okay, so in order to get the URL, simply head to the neon.com. I will put the link in the description to get an extra free access to the Neon DB. Click on it and then create a new account. If you don't have already, make sure to create, otherwise you can simply log in. And once you are on that, if you don't have any project, make sure to get a project, and then over here on the dashboard you have option to connect. It means to create a new database. So under the database you have option called create new database. Other field you can leave as it is, and here I will give the database name. So we'll say course forge AI. Okay, then we'll say create, and you will find this connection string. Simply copy that as it is. You also have option to for a different platform, and then close it. On the left hand side you can explore more option. Neon is a scalable, Neon provide a scalable PostgreSQL database. So even though if you have lot of users, lot of traffic, you can simply increase or scale your database. Okay, so obviously, but for basic use you don't need to pay anything. Now let's go back to the anti-gravity, and then I will paste it here and save it. Now let me walk through what are the changes happen inside our project. So over here we have new folder called DB, and inside the DB we have index.ts which contain a Neon configuration. Okay, so which mention the Drizzle ORM and connecting to the database URL and all. Inside the schema is nothing but the table which you want to add to your database. So schema has user, so currently we have user table, and inside the user table we have column name ID, then we have column name email, name, and created at. Okay, and these are the type of that column and the validation, whether it's a null column or not null, as this is a primary key and then these columns are required and not null. The email, if you see, it's extra validation, like it need to be an unique, so that's why we added this unique scheme. Now this is AI generated, but obviously if you are writing your own code, make sure the structure is same. Okay, and another important file, if you see, is added, which is a drizzle config, so which basically connect to your schema, or which navigate to your schema path, and then it's connected to the URL as well. Perfect. Now many times when you are updated your .env file, you have to reload your application. Okay, so currently if I stop this, okay, and let me remove this from the background, I will remove everything, and then I will run our project again, and then I will say A to open the project inside the Android, and right now our project is now running with all the updated .env file. Now in order to making sure that user table is in our database, first you need to push the updated schema. So in order to push your tables, you have to type npx drizzle kit and push command. Okay, so this basically pushed all the schema which you mention, okay, nothing but the tables. And right now if you see, it's saying pulling schema from database and then changes applied. Once this is done, you can simply navigate to the Neon DB and then go to the table section on the left side. Over here, make sure to select your database, and here you will see a new users table. On the right hand side, you will see all the columns which mention inside that schema. You have option to add a record, or you can see all the columns, you can add a filter, everything you can do it on your database. But there is another way that you can run this database locally. You don't need to navigate to this Neon database every time. So for that, you just need to type command npx drizzle kit studio. Now this studio will run locally on local.drizzle.studio. Open this URL inside the browser, and then you will see now your database is running locally. We have user table with all the columns. We also have option to run the SQL query, or you can run even drizzle query, and then you can even find your schema. Everything is mentioned or added to this studio. Pretty cool, right? So that's how you successfully set up your database for our application. If you have a question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. In the first checkpoint, we are going to implement the welcome screen and authentication with the social sign-in. Then we are going to implement a home page with a home page header, player card in order to show a proper progress. It will also display the what level you are on. Then on progress course, daily bounties, user generated course list, and trophy section. Inside the quest page, we are going to add an option to generate a new course using an AI. Then along with that, once the course is generated, we are going to show the course list along with the course progress. Then the course chapter page, so where our user can see all the chapters with a proper Duolingo style UI design. Then for each chapter, we are going to show a content along with the quiz, and we are going to update the reward and coin logic so that whenever user finish any chapter or give the correct answer for the quiz, then he will get some rewards. And based on that reward, we are going to update the user level. Okay, so this is a checkpoint 1. In next second checkpoint, we'll implement once the checkpoint 1 is completed. Now next, we are going to add an authentication in our app. Now in order to authenticate our application, we are going to use a Clerk authentication. Clerk provides a lot of different features in authentication, like multi-factor authentication, social sign-on, email and SMS one-time passcode, and most interesting is free to use. If you click the link in the description, you will get an extra free usage with the Clerk authentication. Clerk is quite popular among the developer community, and along with the Clerk authentication, it also provides a billing feature. where in just one line of code you can add a billing inside your web app. Now, Clerk recently launched and Clerk Expo SDK. It means no more extra coding. You can just in single line of code, you can add an UI for the authentication. Here you can render the full authentication interface. You can also use a user button to display the sign-in user profile image or user profile view to show a complete profile view on your React Native application. Pretty cool, right? Previously, you have to add a lot of implementation in order to add a Google sign-in or even email password sign-in. But with the Clerk new Expo SDK, it's quite easy. And that's why I'm using this Expo SDK in this project. So let's go back to our application and then let's inform to the AI agent. Now, as this Clerk Expo SDK is a latestly launched and released, so it's better you can copy this markdown, okay? Or you have option to open in any favorite ID, it's totally up to you, but I will copy this markdown. Then we'll go back to this anti-gravity and then we will enter. So we'll start a new conversation and inside that we'll say, let's implement Clerk authentication and use Clerk Expo SDK, and here is details, and then simply paste the markdown which you copied as it is, okay? You don't need to make any change and then click send. You can also add one more line, create sign in and sign up page on welcome screen. So here we say on welcome screen, add option to sign in / sign up, okay? And then hit send. Now it will create an implementation plan and then you can just go through it and then start implementing it. So we'll wait, and if you see, the implementation plan is now ready, where it's implementing the Clerk authentication. These are some of the things that you need to review, okay? So it's saying user review required. You will need to provide a user Clerk publisher key. I will add that placeholder in .env file, but you must replace it with the actual key from the Clerk dashboard, which we are going to create in a moment. Then it will add a cyber gamified dark theme, okay? So you can just skip that. Over here, obviously this particular key variable name will be added inside a .env, and we just need to add the key. And I think all other things is good. Obviously it's creating two different pages, which is a sign in and sign up page. And I think that's all. So over here we have one question: do you already have a Clerk account and project created? Would you like enable auth provider like Google, Apple? I think that's, we can just skip it and simply click proceed. Now it will start implementing it, okay? So we'll wait for the complete implementation.
A few moments later.
And if you see, it's successfully implemented. Now the most important thing we need to do is to go to this .env file, and inside that we have to add this Expo public Clerk publisher key. Now in order to generate this key, simply go to this clerk.com. You can click the link in the description. If you don't have an account, make sure to create a new account, and once you click the link in the description, you will get an extra free usage, okay? So once you are on the Clerk application, you can simply go to the dashboard. Here we have application, you have option to create a new app and then simply give the application name. So over here we'll give course Forge AI. On the right hand side you will see the preview. Once you add that, you have option to enable as much as social sign on you want, okay? You have option simply create application, and once the application is created, then you can simply copy it. Now select the Expo as a framework, okay? So we'll select the Expo, and then if you don't have, okay, so over here if you see we have this Clerk API key, simply copy that, head back to your .env file and then paste it here and save it. Also you can find this inside the config and under the API key. Now anytime you can switch to any other sign in option. Currently I enable Facebook, Google along with email password, but if you want to add more, you have option for all user and you can add whichever you want. You can also see all the login user under the user list. Now all the functionality you will find inside this Clerk dashboard. Inside that you can even create organization, you can even restrict to the specific domain, and there are a lot of different features you can find it. Also you can customize your UI components like avatar, SMS, email and many other things. Now let's go back, and here you will find an option called walkthrough. Okay, now let's walk through how to test this particular scenario. Now first thing, obviously we added this environment variable, and for the security purpose it also created this cache.ts file. Okay, now if you scroll down, there is some technical note. I think that's all we have. It also updated the welcome screen. Okay, now welcome screen is little bit different, and if you see, it's created this sign in and sign up page, but it just using this email password thing, and which we don't want, because with the Clerk new Expo SDK we want this auth view component, okay, which will render the Clerk inbuilt components. Okay, now in order to use it, first I'm going to copy this, or you can simply copy this markdown just for the reference for now, and then inside this we are going to say make sure to use auth view. Okay, so I will go back to this auth view, make sure it's correct, and if you click on this auth view you will find an example how to use it. Okay, over here if you see, we have this example. Now this example we need to provide, so I will copy this markdown again and we'll paste it inside our anti-gravity. So here we'll say make sure to use auth view inside sign in and sign up page, and here is a detail, and then simply paste this detail. Now this two information is very important. First, it's simply set up the Clerk authentication with a basic detail like sign in and sign up screen, but we want to use Expo SDK with this auth view component. Okay, so now we'll just wait for the implementation. Now with this auth view, in just one line of code you will see the complete sign in and sign up page, and you don't need to add any UI for it. And there are a lot of different features available for this auth view. Same, you have the user button and user profile view component inside this Clerk Expo SDK. Now the very important information need to know is this auth view is importing from the Clerk Expo /native package, okay, and not from the Clerk Expo package. So make sure you will importing from this Expo /native package if you are writing code manually. So here we'll accept, and right now if you see it's modified. So if I go back to the sign in page now, let me close this. Now it using this auth view, see, and the mode is sign in for the sign in screen, and for sign up we have this sign up, and this auth view now is importing from the Clerk Expo native. Now if I click on the start resume quest, you might see this error saying view config not found component Clerk auth view, right? Now this particular error, it means you cannot run the Clerk auth view inside your Expo Go app, and for that one you have to build your application on run in Android or iOS platform, and then I will show you how to do it. So first I will stop our application running through the terminal. Now first thing you need to do is to go to this app.json file, and inside this file under the plugins make sure you have this Clerk Expo plugin added. Okay, this is very important. After that you have to build your application. So we'll go back here, let me clear this out, and then simply type command npx expo pre-build, and then we'll say clean. Okay, this is the way that you can build your application, or if you want to run your application like run Android, it will build your application first if it's not built previously, and then it will run inside the Android. If you are using iOS, make sure to change this to iOS and then run it. In meantime, I will just remove this from the background. And now we'll wait for this build. And if you see, our application is now running. So basically you just need to run your application and not on the Expo Go basic, okay, and then click on start journey and resume quest. And then if you see, it's navigating to the pre-built UI screen of the Clerk SDK. Now here you have option to either enter your email, or you can simply log in with your Facebook or Google account. Now you can handle this authentication directly from the Clerk. So if you want to add a GitHub login or Apple login, you can simply add it, okay, and it will automatically reflect without any change inside your application. Now let's sign in with the Google, and once you authenticate, you will see it's saying welcome back hero, and then you can simply enter to the hub. That's how you can simply authenticate with the Gmail or Facebook or any Clerk authentication which you added. Currently we don't have any page added on the home screen or any tab, but right now make sure at least you are able to add authentication using Clerk. If you are facing any issue, you can always ask any question on Discord channel, or you can simply add a dummy user button or simply some user button, okay. You don't need to spend lot of time on adding SDK if it's facing an issue, because currently the Clerk Expo SDK is in beta mode, okay. So there is still some work going on, but in meantime you can simply add some dummy user. You can tell to the AI agent, let's add dummy user, and click on enter. You will simply navigate to the home screen. Now another important point over here we need to add is, whenever user authenticate first time, we have to create a user record into our database. We already have user table, and whenever user sign in, make sure to save the user information very first time. So let's open an AI agent. We'll start a new conversation, and simply inside that we'll say when user sign up / sign in first time, then save user information to user table in DB, okay. Use or verify user every time and check if user is new or not. And here also add don't use webhook, okay, because we don't want to add webhook inside this application. And now let's send it, and then just wait for the implementation. Now we got this implementation plan. You can open it and verify how it actually gonna implement and everything, okay. Once you are happy with this implementation plan, simply click proceed, and once it is done, you can simply reload your application, and then you will see it will automatically save user information as well. Now I am signing in again with my Gmail account. So if you see, I already have account added, and then I will continue and I log in, but we got an error, and if you see, it's a database sync error. We forgot to push our database updated schema. So basically we'll go to this Drizzle Studio, and then I'm gonna stop the Drizzle Studio and simply run this command npx drizzle kit push. Whenever your schema updated, you have to push your changes to the database, and once I push it, so it's saying no changes detected. So that's weird, because it's saying there is no error, and this is some database sync error. So let's copy this error and paste it here, and then send it to the AI agent. Maybe we don't have the image URL or Clerk ID inside our tables, and that's the reason it's giving us an error. But you can simply go to the schema.ts file, and inside that, if you see, it has some changes added. Somehow it's not reflecting. So with AI agent will automatically fix our error as well. So let's wait. And now it fixed the issue, and if you see, it's saying database is synced, the user is linked, and let's test this out. So we'll go back to this Drizzle Studio, and here we have the user with the ID, name, email, the clerk ID obviously which is belong to the user's clerk account, and the user image URL which is nothing but the user profile image. Okay, so it means our user information is also getting saved to our DB. But as I say, if you face any issue, you can always use any other authentication service, or just for the testing purpose you can skip the authentication part. So if you have any question, any doubt until this point, let me know in the comment section. Now it's time to implement a tab navigation. Now obviously, in order to move from one screen to other, we need some navigation, and tab navigation is the perfect way to implement it. Now if you see on this left side mockup, where I have 4 different tabs, one for the camp, which is kind of home screen, on which we are going to show the course progress or user profile image, how much coin you earn after completing a task, and some challenges. Then we have quest mode, where our quest page, where user have option to generate the course and his previous course as well. Under the status, we are going to show complete progress, and the profile tab has the user profile and setting options. Okay, and obviously this is very simple and easy to implement this tab navigation, but we are going to tell an AI to implement for us. So let's open an anti-gravity and we'll start a new conversation, and inside that we are going to simply add create tab navigation for 4 different tab pages. Now here you can give a name: camp, quest, stats, and profile. Also make sure to use lucid icons for the tabs icons. So we are also telling that to use lucid icons. So if you don't know what is lucid icon is very popular free icons library, where you can simply and very easily install to any framework like React or React Native or any others. And in order to use it, simply copy that name and then you can simply use it inside your project. Now once you add this prompt, simply send it and then wait for the implementation plan. Now remember one thing, in my case or in anyone's case, you might see a little bit different in the design or implementation, but don't worry, you don't need to worry about anything. You just make sure to follow each chapter and steps, and then you will get a final result. Also it is very important to test every time. Okay, and now if you see, we have the implementation plan ready. Now every time when you send a command or prompt, it will go through each step and it will also verify the theme.md file. See, right, this is very important because obviously based on that it generate or implement the UI. Right now if you see inside tab navigation, it will implement the cyber gamified dark theme. This is a required that we need to install the lucid React Native, and I think that's all we have, so you don't need to worry about anything. So let's proceed with these changes. So I will go over here and we'll click proceed, and now we'll wait for the complete implementation.
A few moments later.
And if you see, once you click on this enter hub, you will have these beautiful icons and tab navigation added. One is a camp, quest, stat, and profile. Obviously you can change this icon if you want, it's totally up to you, and there is some different pages also added with some dummy data. Okay, now quick thing that I'm going to update here, I will accept these changes. I want this tab navigation with a floating style. Currently it's fixed, right? So you can simply add, make this tab navigation in a floating design, or you can add anything floating. Okay, because so it will be floating with rounded corner. Okay, and then simply send it. So basically it will just move up little bit and it will look like a floating, and that's why we mention. And now if you see, it changed immediately and now it's floating style. Pretty cool, right? And that's how you have to update your UI. It's totally up to you how you want to handle, how you want to make the modification in your code. You can just tell to an AI agent. Okay, so still it's updating some small things, but right now I hope you understand how easily we added tab navigation. Now let me show you what files get changed. So basically inside this route we have the new folder called tabs. Okay, now inside the tabs we have this underscore layout which actually hold your complete tab navigation. Okay, so let me close this for now and let me open this underscore layout.tsx file. Here we'll accept all of this change, and inside the tab navigation we also have a screen option where whatever the property applied to this tab screen option, it is applied to each of the tabs. Then you will see 4 different tab screens. So one is for index, which is the home page. Then we have for quest, the stats, and for profile. Each of these tab screen has the title and tab bar icon along with the specific icon and applied color and size. Okay, so that's how it works, and for each of them we have different pages as well. Okay, and this is the underscore layout which is the root layout, but this is the tab layout which hold your tab or pages. Okay, if you have any question, any doubt until this point, let me know in the comment section. Now let's implement the home screen. Now in order to implement the home screen, first you need to know what are the different elements or components you want to add to the home screen, and that's why I already noted down some of the components which I want on the home screen. The very first I want a player card which will show the profile avatar along with the progress bar, that how many you earn, right, and how much you need to complete or finish the current level so that you will reach to the next level and all. Then the active quest section where you will see the current ongoing selected or progress course. Then we have daily bounties where you can give a quiz to earn extra coins. The unlockable realm, so here you will get a course recommendation, and trophy cabinet where you will see your achievements. Okay, so and at the bottom I also added where and what position I want all of these components. As simple as that. But you can also generate this kind of requirements with the help of AI agent. You just need to type what your app is about and what are you are trying to achieve. Okay, so just enter to the AI agent and say that you want some suggestion, and then it will give you this complete suggestion. Right now this is how it look like. Now I already added a folder called assets inside the description, in the link in the description. So inside that I have added all of these images, okay, which we are going to use. So simply I'm gonna copy this image folder. You can simply download from the link, and then let's delete this image folder first, or let's do one thing, let's copy all of this content and then we're gonna paste it inside this image folder. There might be a repetitive, you can simply ignore that, and once you add it you can simply copy this content. I am keeping the same one just to make sure we are consistent and you can easily implement it. And once you copy, we'll go back and here we'll say let's implement all components. Okay, and also use icons from assets/images folder and then hit enter. So right now inside this images folder I added bunch of high quality icon which is in the form of PNG, so it will use that icons as well, and if you see start looking into it. So now we'll wait for the complete implementation and we'll see how our UI will look like. It might give you the implementation plan first. If it's not, then obviously just wait for the final implementation. And if you see, it give you the implementation plan. So it explain each of the detail, what are the dependency it gonna add it and all of these sections. Okay, I feel it's look good, so we'll proceed with this implementation plan.
A few moments later.
And if you see, after implementation, we have this beautiful home screen. At the top, you will see a user avatar with all the details, then your ongoing course information like current quest. Okay, you can resume the journey anytime. Then you have daily bounties where you can give some quiz to earn extra coins. Then we have explore realms. So this is nothing but the some courses. It has some levels to open that. Okay, and then the trophy cabinet. Obviously the trophy cabinet is going behind this one, but we can fix it. But here you will see all the trophy which you earn. Now currently if you see, you cannot scroll below this point, so in order to fix it, either you can tell to the AI, but you can fix it manually. Simply you have to navigate to the tab, and this is the home screen, so you have to go to this index.tsx file inside the tab folder, and at the end here I'm going to add a view. Here first we'll accept all of these changes and let's add a view. So it's kind of div tag, and then inside that we'll add a style, and then you're gonna simply add some height, let's say 200, and save it. So once you add, obviously it has some space at the bottom so that you can easily scroll. Perfect. Now personally I really don't like this gradient style, okay, because that's focusing a lot on the screen. So you can simply tell remove the avatar element or avatar card gradient. It's highlighting too much. Okay, I think that's all we can add, and they simply send it. So basically it will update these gradients and it will basically remove that gradient thing. Also there are few things I feel it missing. Maybe we can add some title at the top and how many coins and XP you earn. So something similar like this one. Okay, so maybe we can add that particular section. So let's go to our application and then let's add it. At very top add some proper heading, and on right side show XP and coins earn count. Okay, so let's add it and let's wait. So basically it will add some heading because I feel it missing something on the top section, so maybe it will fix it. And if you see, our home screen top section is now updated. Okay, so we have XP and the coins. On the left side we have the heading, and then we have this complete home screen ready. Obviously over here it's all dummy data, but we are going to update with the real data. But first make sure you are able to implement this kind of UI. Okay, obviously the section UI might different for you, but you have each section if you are using the same prompt or same requirements from this eraser doc. Okay, if it's different, don't worry, just follow the same steps which I am following. Okay, so that you can easily implement it all the functionality properly, as this is just a placeholder, but right now we are going to connect with the real data. Now let's update the home screen. Currently it's all a dummy and placeholder data, but we need to connect with the actual data. For example, at the top we need to show the actual username, its XP earn or coins earn, or even all of these sections. But we'll do it in a step-by-step way. First we'll only update this section, then we'll go to the next and so on, instead of giving all the instruction at once. Okay, so sometimes AI also get confused, and if he update anything else, it's very hard to test it out. So let's create a new conversation, and inside that we're gonna simply add, or let me open this because I want to see what you need to update. Let's update the home page top section along and avatar card with actual data from database. Show actual or show real information from DB for username, XP and coin count, etc. If fields are missing from DB, make sure to update schema. Okay, so obviously we are also saying that if it's anything is missing from the database, we have to update the schema. Okay, I think let's update it these two top section first, and then we'll go from there. So here we'll say for now update top 2 section from home page, because for this current quest or daily bounties, I want to give different prompt for this one, okay, based on the type of that component. So that's the reason we are just making sure to update this top section only. Now we have the implementation plan, and if you see at the end we have to push the updated schema. So it's gonna update this XP, coin, level, rank, everything inside the user table. Also going to update this user information. I think everything's look good to me. Over here currently it's fetching the data from the user sync user.ts file. Okay, and I think that's all we have. I think though good to me. Let's proceed it and let's wait for the final implementation. So it looks like it's implemented. So before doing anything, I'm going to push the schema. So let's copy this npx command, or you can simply type it inside the terminal. So let's open a terminal. Inside the new tab, I will stop this Visual Studio, and then we'll push this updated schema. So right now it's saying no changes detected because it's already run this command inside the AI agent section. So let's open the studio. I will confirm whether this new column get added or not inside the user table. So if I see inside the user table, now we have XP, coin, levels, and all of this. Perfect, right? Now let's go back, and inside our app, let's click on enter the hub because it refresh our application, and boom, if you see we have the name of the user, and this particular section is also updated. Currently we don't have any progress, that's why it's showing 0. Okay, so I think it's look good to me. One more important thing that I'm going to do, currently if you see we have the level 1 and it already added the level name. Okay, so we are going to add few label inside that. So basically over here we'll say let's add some labels for this app game or game app inside database, and also save or also add how many coins or maybe XP needed to reach to that level. Add that in database. Okay, so this particular information we are telling to the AI model that what kind of level you can add it, so that user can see, okay, in order to reach to that particular level, how to and what are the coins and XP you need to earn. So right now if you see we have the implementation plan, and inside this implementation plan it's going to add few level like noise, or there are different name. Okay, so it's sometimes difficult, but you can change this name anytime. Perfect. Over here we can change the level name. Here we can let's say let's add up to 10 levels for now, or let's make it 20 levels, and then proceed with this implementation plan. And if you see it's implemented. Now in order to check it, you can simply refresh your Visual Studio, and inside that you will see 20 different level starting from 0, and for each level you need some minimum XP and the coins reward for that one. Pretty good, right? So that's how it's set. Obviously anytime you can update this logic, update this level, is totally possible because you are using a Neon PostgreSQL database, and from that you can easily update any record. Perfect. Now let's go back and let's move to the next task. Over here, now we want to update this particular section. Currently it's a placeholder, but if the user is new user, obviously user don't have this quest, right? So here we'll say now for current quest card, if user don't have any course enroll, then make sure to show an option to explore or to create new course with proper UI and icon. Give otherwise show real progress course information. Update database accordingly. Okay, so this information we just added, and then let's send this one, and then let's wait for the implementation plan. Now we have the implementation plan as well, so let's proceed with this. Now once it is implemented, you can walk through all the steps. Over here I will check if there is database update. I don't see any database update for now. Okay, so let's go to the schema. It's saying there is some update, but over here if you see there is a courses table added and course enrollment table is also added. So maybe we need to run or push our schema. So I will stop this studio and will push the updated schema, and in this case you will see it's saying changes applied. Now you can run the studio again to verify that these two extra new table is added. See the courses enrollment section. Perfect. Next let's go enter to the application, and if you see it's saying your journey has not started yet. Choose your path and you have option to explore or forge new. Forge new means to create a new course. Pretty cool, right? Obviously this button is not workable yet because we did not added any logic to this. Okay, we'll add in a moment, but for now let's move to the next card to update it. So over here we are going to create a new conversation, and then we are going to add a new prompt for this one. So here we'll say now let's update daily bounties section based on user enroll courses or generated courses. We have to show some daily bounties. So every day when user open application, then generate this daily bounties based on courses, and if user did not, but before that one more important statement I want to write. So here we just mentioning that we have to show some daily bounties. So every day when user open application, then generate the daily bounties and based on the courses, and make sure to keep for next 24 hours, or maybe we can say it will refresh in some time, right? So maybe here we can say maybe keep here we'll say maybe keep for next 6 hours and regenerate again after 6 hours. Make sure every time it will generate new bounties. If no course enroll, then again show proper message that create course to get and earn extra bounties. or we can maybe instead of just saying that, you can add some that create a new course or something like that. If no course enrolled, then here we can say add some bounties for creating course or for any other task which you can decide. So we are telling to the AI you can decide what kind of bounty we can add if user did not enroll the course. I think for now I feel it's look good. Here in order to generate this bounty, we are going to use an AI model. Now you have a lot of different options to use the AI model. I'm going to use a Google's Gemini AI model because it's free to use. You can generate free API key and you can use it. But if you use any other like Open Router, where with a single API key you can generate a different or you can use different AI model. So simply you can navigate to the Open Router, and this is the this is a platform where you can use multiple different AI models. Okay, but if you want to use free, Open Router also provide some free trial, okay, free credits daily, or you can simply use a Google Gemini as well. So you can mention that to generate AI content, use Gemini AI model. Okay, I think that's all we need to add as a prompt and simply send it. Now obviously it will generate a proper implementation plan. Also it will update your schema. You have to make sure that your table is updated with the and matching with the schema as well. Now I will pause the video and we'll wait for the complete implementation plan. And here we have this implementation plan. Obviously we need to add a Gemini API key inside the .env file that will add, and obviously it will update the schema file and everything. So other than that, everything's look good. Let's proceed with this one. So now it will start implementing this daily bounty and it will update it. So let's wait. Now if you see, it's already implemented and currently it's showing some loading indicator. It means it's loading and generating the course. Obviously we did not set up the Gemini API key, but before that I want to update this section. I don't like the loading state. So basically here we can say, while generating the daily bounty, then don't just show loading indicator. Okay, make sure to show proper message and show the section name as well, and behind the scene start generating it. If user don't have any enroll course, then make sure to show default daily bounties for user, like creating course or some other task which you can decide. I think this particular part AI miss, okay, and that's the reason I already and always told you that every time when you are updating anything, make sure to update small things. Okay, don't update all at once. Now let's send this and then we'll for the implementation. Now in meantime, obviously we have to add this Expo Gemini API key. Now in order to generate, first I will add that inside .env file, and in order to create this API key, simply so you just need to go to this aistudio.google.com, and under this API section, so maybe you can find this over here called get API key. Inside that you will find an API key, click on create dev app and then click create. Once the key is created, go back to your app and simply paste it here, and then on the right hand side you will see a proper message as well. Currently if I go over here inside the dev console, you might see some error. Okay, so it look like we need to update the database. So I will just run the push command and we'll see whether there is some changes. If you see the changes are applied now, let's run the Drizzle Kit Studio command, and then inside the Drizzle Studio will check what are the new column get added. So here we'll see daily bounty table is now added. Okay. Now I'm also going to refresh our application. So inside the terminal where your application is running, just press R. It means reload the application. And now if you see, we have this section, and now it's showing the daily bounties. Create a first AI course, explore the course realme, or complete your profile setup. Okay, and now obviously it will update after 5 hours 59 minutes. Okay, so obviously every time it's gonna change it until, if you are not creating any course, then it will keep showing this default daily bounties. If you complete any of this bounty, then it will mark, we have to mark it as a completed one. Obviously our application will do that behind the scene, and then that particular bounty will add it to your profile. As simple as that, right? So that's how you have to update it. But you have to make sure when you are implementing other feature, the daily bounty should update every time. Okay, and then it will automatically check mark. Currently obviously I can able to mark it as a check. Okay, but this is just for the placeholder purpose, but in real time it will update automatically. Now next important implementation we are going to do is to update this trophy cabinet. Currently we are not going to touch to this explore realms section where we are showing the courses, right, which is already there where user can explore it, because we don't have any courses created in the backend yet. But right now we'll just update this trophy cabinet. So inside the AI agent will say now update trophy cabinet section and show all users earn trophy from database. Also in DB create a new table where show all available trophy with proper condition, so that user can see which what tasks need to complete to get that trophy. Okay, so obviously we want to list of trophy and all. And now here obviously we need some of the images. Okay, currently this images it's running from the local, but if you want to save the images and all, either you can save it inside your local or you can save the image URL directly into a database. So currently here we're gonna simply add give me icon list which needed for the trophy, so I can add from flat icon. Okay, and then hit enter. So flat icon is a very popular icon library where you can get all of these kind of icons, okay, completely for free. So simply you can navigate to the flaticon.com, and inside this you can search whichever icon you want. But for now let's wait for the implementation plan. Let's see what it comes with, and then we'll take the further step. And here we have this implementation plan. So currently it's gonna update the schema, so some component layer and some of the trophy which we need to add inside our images folder, right? So we want star, a rocket icon, open book, medal, and lot of other things. So simply you have to search this icon. I will show you how to do it, and then simply you can download it. Okay, all the assets of this project is completely free. I will put that inside the one folder. The link is in the description. Just go ahead and download it. Now once you are happy with it, simply proceed with these changes, so our implementation plan. So I will click proceed, and then we'll wait for the final result. And if you see, it's finished. So it implemented whatever we asked for. So under this trophy cabinet, you will see all the trophy where you can easily scroll it, and for each of them you will see that if you enroll your first course, this particular trophy will unlock the Grand Scholar, and there are many others. Pretty cool, right? Currently it's 7 trophy we added for the beginner, but we're gonna add more trophy as this application grow. And currently in the lock mode, and once it unlock, then you will see that particular trophy. Pretty nice, right? So it means our trophy cabinet section is also completed. Now inside this walkthrough, you can see what are the things are implemented and everything. Pretty cool. Also make sure in your database you will see this new column called trophy. Inside that currently you will see a 7 trophy with a name, description, icon. There is some condition, right? So over here you will see the condition and what is the value or respective value for that one. So everything is mentioned over here, and obviously going forward we have to make sure whenever user complete any task, it will update the trophy cabinet as well. And if you see, after implementation, our quest log is now ready. Over here we have option to generate a new course. Then the active mission currently we don't have, it means all the enrolled courses and some hidden gems. Now these hidden gems are automatically decided by our application. Okay, so once you have the 500 XP, then it will open it for you, and then you can get that hidden gems as well after finishing the 3 chapter in this case in a single day. That's crazy, right? So that's how you will have this quest page ready. Now the next important point that we need to implement is to generate the new course. Now there are few points and we need to consider while generating the course, which we want to show in the next chapter. But right now make sure you have this quest page ready so that we can move to the next chapter. Now let's start implementing the course section where AI will generate the course for us. Now once you click on it, we are going to open one model, and inside that in order to generate the course, these are some points we need to consider. Each course has 8 to 10 chapters, and each chapter has at least 4 to 5 subtopic, and for each subtopic we are going to create a quiz. It means once user read that particular part of the chapter, then immediately he need to give the quiz. Okay, it help user to understand what he already read and everything. Then for each of the course we need to generate a course thumbnail, and then the course title and description obviously. So in order to generate this course, obviously user have to give some input like some description or course name and the difficulty level. Okay, so these two options we need to give while generating the course to the AI. So let's go back to this anti-gravity, and I will start with a new conversation, and inside that you can simply add now on click forge new journey to create new course, open new model. On that, user will enter input for course which you want to create, and difficulty level, and option to select difficulty level. Okay, so these two options we are giving. Obviously make sure to lock hard level difficulty only for paid users. So we are just making sure the paid user only can generate the difficulty with a high level. Okay, after that we also need to mention how the course structure we want. Make sure AI will start generating course once click on submit button, and generate at least 8 to 10 chapters in each course. Also generate course image which should look like game style thumbnail, and also we are going to add refer thumbnail guide.md file, which we are going to add in a moment. I already created for you. The link is in the description for that file. So make sure to download and add it inside your root directory. We will add it in a moment. Then for each chapter, generate 4 to 5, or we'll say 5 to 6 subtopic, and for each subtopic generate quiz. Okay, so after finishing one subtopic on basis of that, show quiz. So user will give quiz immediately. Okay, so these all of the content we now added. Here we can also say use Gemini AI model to generate course and nano banana image model to generate image thumbnail. Okay, or we'll say generate course thumbnail. Now obviously the nano banana is also free with certain credits, so that's the reason I'm using this nano banana in order to generate that thumbnail as well. So here I have this thumbnail guide.md file which I'm going to add inside the root directory. Okay, so if I open this thumbnail.md file, I think I did not copy it properly. Copy that and then we'll paste here. So over here, if you see, we have this thumbnail.md file with all the guide which needed to generate the proper gaming style thumbnail. Okay, so if you want the similar kind of design for the thumbnail, make sure to copy that particular file. And then I think that's all we needed. Here we can also say save all generated JSON content to database. Okay, I think that's all we need. Let's send this one and let's wait for the implementation plan, as this is a big requirement. So obviously anti-gravity will return some implementation plan and then we'll go from there. And the implementation plan is ready, so you can go through it. So over here, if you see, this is a required to review. So in AI generation scope, it will generate 8 to 10 chapter with a 6 subtopic each and quizzes in a single API call. Might hit the token limit or be slow, that's fine. I will optimize the prompt for the consciousness or consider the multi-step generation if needed. Locking logic, I will add a subscription field to the user table to handle the hard level locking. I will default new user to free. Okay, perfect. Then we have the some schema changes. Then we have the AI integration, the thumbnail guide. Obviously we have some cyber gamified style thumbnail. Obviously it's read the information from the thumbnail guide.md. Then we have force course model, quest, and many other things. Okay, so let's proceed with this plan and then now wait for the implementation.
A few moments later.
And it's implemented. If you see, there are a lot of files change. Also you have to make sure inside your database you have a new column. If it's not showing, then make sure to push your schema, and inside that you will see this courses, course enrollment, level, subtopic, not level, the subtopics. So these tables are present and the chapters as well. After this, you can simply go back and test this out. So if I click on this forge new journey, so it will open this pop-up and you have option to enter your quest. So for example, you want to create a Python basic course, or you can just say Python course. Then you have option to choose a difficulty level, right? So if you see, it mentioned that foundational concept, slower pace, the moderate complexity, and intense. The intense is locked because it is only available to the paid user. So you can select either of them and then click for journey. Once that is done, if you see, it starts generating the code. Now with the help of our AI Gemini model, it will start working on it. Now one more important thing I just wanted to tell, that inside your folder we have this gemini.ts file. You can even search that, and inside that gemini.ts file, make sure you have the proper model added. Okay, so you can get this model name if you are getting any error from the Google AI Studio. Click on it, and here we have option, copy this model name and then simply paste it properly. So in this case I will update this with the latest model. Let's save this one, and same thing you have to do wherever you think the model name need to be updated. Okay, because some of the model is expired and no longer available on the Gemini. And boom, if you see, our course is ready, so it's showing that success message. Let's say okay, and here we have our first course which is ready. Okay, currently obviously it's not workable because you can just see the course created, but in order to see all the chapters and all, you can simply go back to the database, and I will just reload this Visual Studio, and here you will see a new course added called Python course quest. Then we have some description, the category is programming, it automatically added all of these things, the reward XP which is 100, and there are a lot of other things. After this, inside the each course, that course table is now connected to the chapter table. So we have 8 chapters, and each chapter is connected to the subtopic. You can even click on it, and with the help of this Neon PostgreSQL database, you can even connect the table using a primary and foreign key. Here we have chapter ID, title, content of it. So we have this subtopic table. From there you can see all the content. Pretty cool, right? After this particular table again connected to the quiz, because for each topic we have a dedicated quiz, and you will see all the quiz which is added. Perfect, right? So that's how you have to make sure that your content for the course is generating. So I will accept all of this change. Now one more important thing that you need to do, currently when you're creating any new course, right, if I click on it and when I create any course, you have to wait for to finish all the completion, right? So you can even update that, and you can tell AI agent just send me notification while course is generating. So here we'll say while course is generating, don't show loading, instead start generating course in background and show loading placeholder for the course under course section, and once course is generated then send notification. So this is a big ask because it will add the notification feature as well as the background API execution, right? So let's execute this, and once you execute, it will start implementing this feature. So we'll wait for the final implementation. Now it is implemented. Sometimes if the Expo notification module is not installed, so make sure to install that. Simply you can search on Google, or you can have this npx expo install expo notification. Along with that, you can install expo device and expo constant, and then you are good to go. Also now from next time whenever I create any course, obviously it will not wait for the complete loading, right? It will just create in the background, and once that is done, it will send a notification, and even you can track it on this active mission section as well. As simple as that. Okay, now next important part we are going to implement is whenever user create any course, we have to make sure on the camp on the home page, right, we have this daily bounty. It's supposed to check this AI course created, right, that particular checkbox. So you can even mention that. So over here we'll say when user create new course, then make sure here we can just refresh this again. When user create any course or complete any task inside app, then make sure related bounties or hidden gems should mark as completed, and then assign or reward the coin to user's account. Okay, so obviously we have to connect everything together, right? So in this case we already created one course, and based on that this should mark it as a completed, and then 150 should add to our extra XP. Let's send this one and let's see what it comes with. Okay, sometimes it will come with the implementation plan if it's a bigger implementation, otherwise if it's small then it will start implementing it. And here we have the implementation plan. Make sure to review the user required review section. So it's saying, since bounty tasks are currently generated as a string by Gemini, create your first course. I will implement the fuzzy matching system to identify when the bounty task is completed. Leveling up, I will add logic to check if users should level up when they receive XP, updating their level or rank automatically. So it's updating a lot of other things, right? And that's what we want, because we want to make sure our update whenever user complete any task, it will update all of these things. Okay, so we'll proceed with this implementation plan and we'll wait for the final implementation. And now if you see, it's implemented the changes we suggested. So it created this gamification.ts file. Basically in this file it will handle whenever there is some event happen, like create course, enroll, or there are a lot of different condition you will find under this gamification section. Okay, so we'll accept all of these changes, and now make sure your course is generating. If you see, just now I started creating a course, I got the notification saying your new journey has been forged. We'll say okay. So now I just created this second course, which is a React.js beginner quest, and here we have. Okay, if you want any screen or do you want to add anything in your flow, always tell to the AI agent to add that. Okay, it will help you to implement it. Now next important section that we want to implement is to show the chapter. So here we already have the resume button, and once user click on it, we want to navigate to the new page where it will show the chapter list. Now we want in a beautiful way, we just don't want a simple list. Also it is very important to structure this chapter in such a way it looks more like a gaming style. Okay, so over here, so here we gonna add some extra details. So let me close all of this first, and then we want to simply mention on click of course resume button, navigate to new screen to show all course chapters. Now show course in circular button, and below that show chapter name, then connected next chapter with dotted curvy line to next chapter. When chapter finish, then show green checkbox on that circular button. So basically we want in a Duolingo style, so that also we can mention, make this design similar to Duolingo chapters, so that we can show proper progress. Show chapters from top, or we can make it from bottom to top. From bottom to top means at bottom show first, so he will say show first chapter, and at top show last chapter, add proper scrolling vertical. So I think that's enough. We define proper details. Okay, obviously anytime once it is implemented and you think that we need to make some changes, we can make that changes as well. And now let's send this. Now just wait for the implementation plan. Make sure to go through that implementation plan. It will give you the some proper idea how our UI will look like, and then you can start implementing it. And if you see, it's generated implementation plan. Here we have the user review. So it's saying that okay, I will be moving current course player from this one to make room for the map, add blah blah blah. Then we have curvy path will be generated dynamically using SVG based number chapters, and progress will be inferred from these particular tables from the database. Then the proposed changes, so navigation from the active quest. So from the active quest it will navigate to the particular course ID page in order to display the chapters, and I think that's pretty much all. Okay, I think for me it looks good, everything from the implementation wise. Here you can see the manual verification, how to test it. So basically when user click on the course from the home screen or maybe from the quest, it will render the chapters map from bottom to top with the curvy lines, and then complete chapter showing a green checkbox. Verify the chapter leads to the course content, and then scroll works as expected. Here instead of green checkbox, show that circular chapter as completed, maybe show number in the circular buttons. So this small change we added, and let's proceed for the implementation now.
A few moments later.
And if you see, it is implemented now, and when I click on this resume button, or even from the home screen, if I click this resume journey button, it navigates me to the chapter page, and it designed this beautiful map where you will see the first chapter, and I can scroll it up to the top section. Okay, currently this lines is not actually going from the center of the screen, but that's fine for now. But the most important part is all the chapter are listing, and the chapter title / name is also displaying below that. Perfect, right? If I click on it, whoa, so it already implemented this chapter section as well. So over here if you see the first chapter, what is React, so user can read this one, and then user have option to go to the next chapter. On the top, if I keep going, so something is not correct, maybe the progress is not updating the chapter is good, but progress is not updating, I believe, or this progress is just for the chapter. Okay, I will fix it out, and if I click next and let's mark complete, let's see what happened. So it's saying hidden gem unlock, congratulations, you earned the first trophy. Okay, and here we'll say chapter, it's saying chapter completed, so great job. So we'll go back and we'll say save. Let's go back and let's try it again. Let's see how it look. So it's showing, okay, so it's showing like, okay, the first chapter is completed, now you have a second chapter. Okay, the important part over here obviously is this path. Okay, you can just make sure to update this line, so you can mention the dotted line, dotted curvy line is not going from center of the circle. Make sure to fix the UI so it will go through the center of circle. Okay, I think that is important part that we need to fix it so that it will look much better. But right now the for me 90% it's good, because generating this kind of UI by writing the code manually, it's quite hard. Okay, so for now it's good. If you see, the 13% is completed. There are 8 different stations, so obviously it's a gaming style naming, but for me it's look good. And if I go over here, if you see, it's not updating over here because we want to make sure when user complete anything, it will update it. Also the message which we are getting, right, we also want that dialog with the proper icons and all. We'll do that in a moment because we never told to an AI agent to implement this part, okay, but we'll do that and we'll fix that as well. And if you see, it's fixed it, and now it going through the center. It's look much better than the previous one. Perfect. Okay, so that's how you have to implement this chapter page. Next, we are going to add the chapter or the subtopic section, which is already implemented by AI agent, but we need to fix a lot of things in that. Now, once user click on the any chapter, we want to show this all the subtopic where user can read it or learn it, and then immediately you want to give an option to give the quiz after finishing each of subtopic, because for each of the subtopic we already created, we have the quiz, okay, and that quiz we want it to show. Second important thing, we want to remove this progress bar and we want to replace it with the subtopic progress bar and not the chapter base. Okay, so let's do that. And this XP, actually we need to change it little bit, because after finishing every chapter we want to assign sub XP. Okay, so based on that we are going to add. So over here we're going to simply add let's say update chapters subtopic page, where, or here we'll say when user open any chapter, then at top show chapter name, and below that current chapter ID, then show progress bar for progress bar depends on number of subtopic in that chapter. So when user go to next topic, then that progress will update. Okay, after that we also want to add after each subtopic show the quiz related to that subtopic, and once user give correct answer, show custom notification, or not notification, we can show toast message. Toast message just kind of notification on the same screen. So show custom toast message with proper icon and assign some XP to user. And after finishing all chapters, then show proper custom dialog with icons, mention finished one chapter, and show how much XP user earn and how much XP and coins user earn in that chapter. Okay, properly assign coins and XP to the user. So we are also making sure it will assign properly. Use, or we can just keep like this for now. I think it's a big prompt. Okay, so it will give you the proper implementation as well. Let's send this one and now wait for the implementation plan. Now guys, remember one thing, right? Because we are using an AI agent and based on the prompt we are getting the result. For you it might be a different UI, different implementation, and that's completely fine. You just need to understand the workflow. You need to know what your requirements is, and based on that you have to keep implementing it and keep asking to the AI agent if you have any question or anything like that. But in this particular course, if you have any question, any doubt, you can always reach out to me on my Discord channel, or you can just put it on the comment. Also, don't forget to join tubegurji.com. This is a platform where you can enroll to the any course and you can learn it chapter by chapter.
A few moments later.
You can simply sign up to the tubegurji.com. You will get a personalized dashboard. Here you have option to enroll any course. It has a lot of free courses, or if you want to join any premium course, you can join the membership. And then you will have the proper leaderboard. You can complete each chapter and then you can track your progress as well. You can also get an access to the source code. You can see the live demo, or you can even watch this same video on a YouTube as well for free. Now moving back to our app, here if you see we got the implementation plan. Let's open that, and here we will go with this user review required section. Here it gonna implement a quiz fetch logic with the player.tsx component. The reward system will reward XP for a correct quiz answer and combination of XP and coin for the finished chapter. Custom UI components will build with this vanilla React Native components and reanimated cyber gamified feel. I think that's pretty good. And there is some database changes. Most of the time AI agent also push all your schema changes to the database, so you don't need to worry about that. And then here we have the reward UI, how it look like, the customized toast notification. Everything look good to me. Let's proceed with this implementation plan now. And now we'll wait for the final result. And now it fixed some of the things. So for example, if you see the progress bar is now changed. Once you read this one, let's go to the next step. So if I click next button, obviously it will ask you the question based on what you learn. So it's saying, how do you embed a JavaScript variable inside the JSX, right? So obviously you have different options. Let's select this one, which is the correct one. And if you see, it's saying continue to the next section. You can again go back if you want to check the correct answer or not. If you give any incorrect answer, right now it's not allowing me because I already gave the correct answer. If I click on next section, at the top you will see that okay, you already earned 20 XP on that particular correct answer. Then we have the next one, and over here if I give any incorrect answer, let's say I give this incorrect answer, see it's not allowing me to go to the next chapter until I give the correct answer. So I have option to select another one, or I can go back to the lesson, learn it, come back to this quiz and then give the correct answer. And every time you will see I am getting a toast message whenever I give a correct answer. Perfect, right? So that's how this progress, progress and the content and quiz work, and at the top you will see the proper progress of that chapter. Okay, so if you have any question on this topic, let me know in the comment section, because this is very important. And let's see if I finish all of them, let's see how it looks. Okay, so I will go to the next. Here we'll give the answer. So right now it's saying that congratulations, you are now level 3, you have reached the rank of the novice. So we'll say okay. So there is some bug which I'm going to tell you in a moment, but right now let's give the answer. Here we'll say how CSS property name written in React inline. That's weird. So this one, okay, let's go ahead, and here I have option called complete. Then which operator is commonly used for short circuit conditional rendering. Okay, so this one or not this one, and click complete, and it's saying bounty completed. Obviously you can change this with a proper icon and all. And okay, so now if you see this look much better. Here it's saying mastering 20 XP you earn, how many coins you earn in this one, and then we'll go to the continuous journey and then say okay. Okay, so basically there are few things that we are going to update, but first we'll go back and we're gonna check our database whether the user's coin and everything is getting updated or not. So if I go to this user section, if you see the XP is now updated to 85 and the coin is updated to the 100. Okay, so that's good. Now there are a couple of things that we are going to modify. The first thing, XP is costlier than coin. Okay, so we have to say that for each quiz you can just give 1 or 2 XP. Okay, we don't want to give more XP, but you can give extra coins. So over here you can just simply add XP is more costly than coins. So make sure when user give correct answer in first attempt, then only give him an 1 XP and 5 coins, and after finishing all chapters give 50 coins and 5 XP only. Also make sure if user giving same quiz again inside same chapter, then don't give or reward any XP or coins, rather show toast message you already rewarded for this quiz. Okay, so this kind of information we can show, and we can restrict user from updating it. Also, when user come back from chapter, make sure to update home page or anywhere where we are showing XP and coins with updated data, and update chapter progress as well. Currently on the home screen we don't have pull to refresh option, so here as well we'll see. Also update or also add pull to refresh on home screen and on quest screen as well. So pull to refresh means when you scroll down, right, something like this, it will update with all actual data. It will call all the APIs, it will get the latest information, and it will update it as well. So let's send this one and now wait for the implementation plan, because we asked 2 to 3 things to update and add, so it will give us a proper implementation as well. Now we have this implementation plan. There are some of the things. So economic update, that quiz first attempt 1 XP 5 coins, chapter finish 5 XP 50 coins. Duplicate prevention, if user revisit the quiz, so obviously will properly show a correct message. They need to have the database update, because we need to track which are the completed quiz or completed chapters as well. Here we gonna add one more thing, already completed. Okay, so I think we already have this completed chapters, that also added, that's good thing. Then there is some component changes. It will modify some of the home page and quest page for adding a pull to refresh feature. Here we have one open question. It's saying that should we show the XP coin icon if no reward is given? So don't show. Okay, just here we can say just show warning icon. Okay, so instead of showing any icon, it will just show warning icon. And then we have the quiz reward chapter and all. I think everything's look good to me. Let's proceed with this implementation plan. And now we'll wait for these quick changes.
A few moments later.
Now we have some proper implementation with whatever the things we want we ask for the AI agent. Now let's try it out. So I resume the chapters and let me go back, because we have the all new implementation. So we'll open it. Okay, somehow it's showing the first chapter again, so that's fine. So we have one error. So if I click on this, it's saying error fetching the course. It look like it did not updated your database, so maybe we need to update it. Right now if you see, we have an error inside the console. So let's do one thing. Let's push the changes. So I will push I will run this npx result kit push command. So basically it will update, and if you see, it's saying changes applied. It means we were missing some changes. Let me go back and then we'll come back again, and now if you see, I think it is work now. Perfect, right? Let's go to the existing one which is already completed, and if I click next, I will give the quiz and we'll say continue to next section. So it's saying knowledge secured. Obviously it's showing because we don't have saved that information already. Okay, but if I come back and go again, and in meantime I will show you what I'm talking about, right? If I refresh it, you will see the quiz which are completed. Somehow it's not showing, maybe I'm not running the correct studio. I think I'm running the correct studio. Let me stop this one and rerun it again. So basically inside the course enrollment only, it's added this complete quizzes. So if I go to this course enrollment, scroll right, and then you will see, okay, I completed this quiz. See the 86 number. Now if I go back and try to give the same quiz, okay, so if I go to the next and try to give the same quiz, obviously if I select, let's say, continue the next section, then it's saying you're already rewarded for this quiz with a proper icon. Okay, so it's not allowing me to give the same quiz, so that's a good thing. Now let's go ahead and let's select and end this step, so it will show you the proper message as well at the end. Okay, so here you will say correct, no reward for multiple attempts. So if you give the wrong answer first time and give the correct answer later on, you will not get that correct result. Okay, sorry, correct reward. And if you see, we have the XP earned. If I say okay and mark it as a complete, then you will see this toast message saying, okay, you earn 8 XP and then you earn 65 coins in this particular topic. So that's good. And let's go to the continue to the next one. If I go back and if I pull to refresh, see, you are seeing this at the top, we have that loading indicator, and then it will update your XP as well. Okay, on this page the progress is also updated. Same thing you can do if I go to the camp section and do the pull to refresh, you will see your XP and coin updated, your progress is also updated. Perfect, right? It looks like on this home page the epic progress on the profile is not updated. Over here if you see, it's still saying 337 XP to the next level. Maybe you can update that, but right now hopefully I hope you understand. One more important things I wanted to show you, because we started enrolling the first one, so that's the reason we got this trophy as well. Okay, when did I earn everything, you will see on this section. And if I complete 5 chapters across any courses, then it will open the second trophy for me. Pretty cool, right? And there are a lot of different trophy you will find. Now next section, that small thing that I want to update, so we'll click on it, and here we'll say on home screen update profile card epic progress bar with the next level progress section. Okay, so I think that's all we needed, because currently user is on level 4. I don't know on what basis that level is deciding, but we need to mention on the what basis that level is showing on the screen and all. Okay, but for now I hope you understand how easily we implemented this course page and then course detail, the course chapters content section as well. Okay, where user can learn it, give the answer, next move to the next content. So let's fix this issue, and I will pause the video. If you have any question, any doubt until this point, let me know in the comment section. Now we already finished more than 50% of the application, and now I'm gonna check all the checkpoint which we implemented, and we have to make sure it's working correctly. So inside the eraser doc, I already implemented each checkpoint where you also can verify that you implemented that feature. Now very first thing inside the checkpoint 1, we have the authentication. So we integrated the Clerk authentication with a social sign-on as well as email and password sign-on, and it's working perfectly. So I will mark this as a completed one. Then on the home page, we have the home page header at the top, where it will show the user name along with the XP and the coins earned. Then we have the player card with the proper level progress and how much XP or points you need in order to go to the next level. So that is also implemented. Then we have on progress course section where it will show the current ongoing course, right? You can even resume your journey from here as well, so that is also completed. Then the daily bounty section, so based on what you learn, right, it will generate some daily bounties using the AI. And if you see, we have some bounties, so that is also implemented. Then we have a user generated courses. Now I replace this real M's with a user generated course. If you did not, then make sure to update it. I did not show in this video, but you can simply implement it. You can just tell that whatever the course you generated or user generated, just show it under this section. And if you see, it's beautifully showing that particular card. You can explain the UI design or anything like that. On the click of view all, it will go to this quest section. And the last, we have the trophy cabinet as well. So depends on each task completion, it will enable this trophy. Okay, so that is also completed. It means our home page is basically done. Now the next page, we have the quest page, and inside the quest page we have option to generate the course. Obviously, if user click on this, user have option to generate the new course. Okay, then we have course generate with AI option. So obviously it's generating the course using an AI. Then generate course list with a course progress. So here we have the course list, and then we have this proper progress as well. Obviously we are showing this progress on this page, as well as we are also showing on the home page as well. Then we have the course chapter page. So once you open any course, then you will see this course chapter page that is also implemented, and here you will see the complete chapter and all. Then we have the next course content page with a quiz. So over here, if I go back, or not go back, but if you go in any of this chapter, you will see that along with the content, we also implemented the quiz section, and we also update the logic to for the user reward and the coin, right? So based on how many quiz user give correct answer or complete the chapter, then accordingly we are updating the coins and the XP for that particular user. Okay, so overall we finished more than 50% of our application implementation. Now we'll move to the next part, which is the status. Now there are a lot of things which you can implement, like hidden gems, which I removed for now, but you can implement the hidden gems, or you can simply show similar hidden gems like a daily bounties. Okay, just to make it more interesting. Now let's implement the checkpoint 2, where we are going to implement stats pages. Basically, inside our app we have this status as a new tab, and inside that we want to show some progress. In that we want to show a player progress, then all trophy with a earned trophy as well, so user can see all the trophy list. Then the players ranking. Obviously this ranking is based on all the players which are using this application and who are in the top and everything, and daily strike as well. If you want to add more into this one, you can simply add it, and you can always ask to the AI agent to add that as well. So let's create a new conversation. I will close this tab, and then we want to simply add, let's implement stats page. On this page we want to, or you can say I want to add player's card to show how much he earned the reward and the player's current level. Okay, so that also we are going to show. Then show daily strike for the user and option to check in. After that, add all trophy list and show on trophy as well. Show in grid format, and you can add whether you want a 3x3 grid or 4x4, it's totally up to you. Let's make it 4x4 for grid, then show users or players ranking, show current user rank and all user rank, top 10 only. Okay, so this much information we added. Now if AI want to use any specific icon from the flight icon, we can just also add that. If we need any icon from flight icon, let me know and I will add to assets folder. Okay, so you can just tell to this AI agent that these are the some of the requirements and all, and once you are happy with it, simply send it. Now obviously AI will come with the implementation plan, and then we'll walk through it, we'll check all the details and we'll verify whether our requirements satisfy in that implementation plan or not, and then we are going to simply start implementing it. And if you see, we have this implementation plan. Let's review what we have to review is required. So here it's saying that I will be adding a daily strike and last check-in field to the users table. The trophy grid will be is a 4x4 layout. I will create a user stats to hook to manage the leaderboard trophy data, and there are some of the other things you will see over here. Okay, obviously you can walk through this verification plan as well, and we have to make sure we have to verify every time whether our database is updated or not. Then we have to open the status tab, check the check-in button for grid and the leaderboard ranking order as well. Let's proceed with this plan and then we'll wait for the final result.
A few moments later.
And if you see, our status page is now ready. So make sure your database is updated. So you have to run the result kit push command so that you will see all the details. Here I have option to check in. So if I click on check in, currently I don't think so anything happened. Okay, so we'll check is there any error or not. I don't see any error, but we can fix it in a moment. Then we have the trophy cabinet section where you will see all the trophy in a 4x4 layout. You can minimize this if you want 3x3 layout, okay, if you think it's taking a lot of space. And then global ranking. Currently global ranking don't have proper margin, so that also we need to fix. So first thing, let's fix this global ranking section. Now in order to find the particular component, either you can simply go to the tabs and go to the stats, and inside that you will see this global ranking section. So this is the ranking list. See, simply inside that go to the ranking list section, and then we need to give margin to this particular view. So you can go to this styles.rank item, and here you can simply add a margin top, let's say 25, and save it. So you will see some margin is added to this global ranking, but it's only added to this particular section, not to the text. So let me undo this because I don't have the ranking text added. So maybe we need to go back to the status and we need to find it over here. So basically this is the view inside the ranking list where we have the global ranking. So basically let's add the style to this container. Okay, so you can say margin top to let's say 25. Let's hit enter, and now if you see it's come down. Okay, same thing, you can add little bit more. Let's make it 30, so some space, or maybe let's say 40. Perfect, something like this. Now we have proper global ranking section. Okay, and then we have trophy cabinet section as well. If you want this 3x3, you can make even 3x3 as well. Now let's fix the issue why this check-in is not working. Oh, it's work. Now I click it's work. That's good. And now you will see the day strike. Okay, so I make it first, and here you will see all the dots which is for the current week. Okay, so every time when you come, user check in, and then he can maintain his strike as well. Now one more important thing we can add, whenever user add or check in, right, we can give some coins as well. So over here, let me close all of this for now, and we'll open the new tab or new AI agent. Here we'll accept all of this change, and we can simply say on day strike check in, show proper custom dialog, and also reward user with 50 coins and 5 XP as well, and mention on the dialog. Okay, so we also want to mention the dialog as well, so it will update properly. When it is updating, make sure to show proper loading indicator, and then send this. Now it will update whenever user check in, it will show the dialog first. Okay, and inside our database, so if I go back to our DB, then over here you will see some of the small update. Now this progress, it might save inside the, I am so not sure where it's saved, but it might show inside this daily strike. See, okay, so you can make it 0 in order to test it, and along with the daily strike it will check last check-in. Okay, and if user miss any day, then obviously it will change to the 1 again. Okay, so that logic is already inside our application, and now it looks like it's already implemented the check-in thing. Okay, so if you want to check this out, I will make this daily strike to 0, and I will also remove, or I will make this as a null, and we'll do the pull to refresh. Now if you see, the pull to refresh is applied automatically, and now we have the check-in button again. If I click on check-in, so let's click on it, check-in, and if you see, we have this loading indicator. My emulator is little bit slow, so it's taking some time. Okay, so right now I just checked the terminal. When I click check-in, we are getting an error, and it's saying the missing semicolon on line 144 on this particular hook. So let's go to this use stats, and if I go to the line 144, here it's showing the semicolon is missing. So maybe there is an error issue, and that's where we are getting an error. So in this case, if you don't want to stuck over here, simply you can simply copy this error as it is and paste it here, and you can simply say while click on check-in getting this error, as simple as that. And then let's wait. Now it's updated a few things, so let's try it out. So if I click check-in, you will see this loading indicator. Obviously it's basically updating in the database, and boom, if you see, we got this beautiful dialog saying 1 day strike and user earned 5 XP and 50 coins. Okay, and you can say awesome, perfect. Now those icons, it's not look good to me, so here you can say make sure to use XP the blue diamond icons for XP from assets folder, and coins icon for coin, and then let's send it. Okay, so there is some small thing obviously make a lot of different inside your application, showing the proper assets, images, icons, and everything I am giving to you completely for free. The link is in the description. Make sure to go ahead and check it out. So it is implemented, and now if I click check-in, you will see those options. Still this icon is little bit different, but that's fine. You can just make sure to update with a diamond blue icon and click awesome, and if I refresh it, you will see that the current strike count is now changed from 0 to 1. So that's how you have to implement this status page. If you have any question, any doubt until this point, let me know in the comment section. Now it's time to add a profile page on our application. Currently we just have the profile and simple name of the user and when he joined, but there are few items and section we are going to add. The very first we want to add hero and author title. So I already have the content and what are the things we need in that particular section, so we can just copy and paste it to the AI agent. After that we have the detailed player status, trophy showcase. Now we can remove the trophy showcase or we can only show the trophy which user earned. Then setting and gear and bio section. Okay, so simply copy everything as it is and this make your work so much easy because you already have the profile page prompt ready, the requirement is ready. So here we say give me let's implement profile page and here is some details and then simply paste the detail and then send it. Now AI will create an implementation plan and then will proceed with that implementation. And here our implementation plan is ready. So let's review it. So obviously it will update some database and inside that it will add this bio section. Then it's gonna update some more column. Okay, so just for your understanding purpose, it is very important to review the required user review section. Then it will update the database schema. That's okay. And we have some open question. So to track course created, do you want me to add creator ID to the courses table in the database schema? Currently courses seem to be global without specific user created attached. If not, I can display course enroll instead. So I think this is good idea. Okay, so here we can say you can simply add use course enroll. Okay, then for the activity heat map, do you want me to implement a visual representation based on the randomized recent activity or should we build actual table log for the daily user activity in the future? For now I can build statics with the pseudo dynamic visual heat map. That's we can give green signal, we can say okay. And I think this is just a verification plan. Obviously we have to make sure to push and update our neon PostgreSQL database and everything's look good to me. So I will proceed with this plan and now we'll wait for the final implementation.
A few moments later.
And our profile page is now ready. So basically on the right side you will see on this page we have the top section with the profile users information. Over here it basically show the level. Obviously user is on level 5 and the name of the level. Then inside the inventory user have 505 coins. These are some gems or XP. Currently user enrolled for 2 course, 0 completed because still user is in progress and 20 quizzes already gave. Here we have this beautiful heat map. It show the proper activity, similar like a GitHub, right? And then we have the recent achievements, what are the trophy user earned along with the dates and some setting option. At the bottom user have option to sign out as well. Okay, currently it's went behind this one, but you can simply add some new view and give some height and then it will give some space. So our profile page look much better now, right? And obviously all of these pages is now completed. So if you want to make some modification or anything else, you can simply add that and update this profile page. And if you have any question until this point, let me know in the comment section. And you can always ask any question on Discord channel as well. Currently, when we create a course, it's not generating the banner image or course image. And we have to use a Google's Gemini Nano Banana, which is free to generate the images. Now, in order to generate, we already have the course implementation, and in that one we need to make sure our image generation logic will work. Currently, it's not implemented. And once it is generated, we need to store it on our storage. Obviously, we need to use some cloud storage where we can save our course generated banner image. So for that one, I'm going to use an image kit. Image kit provide a cloud storage service for images, video or files and also have some feature like image and video AI transformation. But for now we are going to use ImageKit for the storage purpose. So let's go back to this anti-gravity and let's inform. So over here we'll say while generating new course, make sure to generate course banner image, and we already added the thumbnail guide banner image from banner image. Here we'll say refer guide from thumbnail guide.md file, and make sure it should look like gaming style banner. Okay, now after that we have to make sure once it is generated, make sure to use ImageKit to store that image and then save URL in database. Now AI is little bit have a little old memory. It means AI don't have the latest update. Okay, so for that one we have to make sure we'll provide a nano banana integration code or logic. So simply you can go to this aistudio.google.com and then you can simply switch this to an images section. Over here you can select whichever model you want to use. Select the cheapest model. I will say, let's say nano banana. Okay, we'll select this one, and then here you will find an option called get code. Simply click on it, make sure to select JavaScript or TypeScript from there, and then you have to copy this example code. So you can copy everything as it is, then head back to our anti-gravity, and here we'll say refer image generation code, and here we're simply gonna pass. Okay, and then send it. Now we'll wait for the implementation plan, and once the plan is ready, then we'll proceed with the actual implementation. And here the implementation plan is ready. So at the top you will see that it will cover use 2.5 flash image model in order to generate the game style banner image for our generated course, and then we have to configure some of the environment variables like Expo public ImageKit public key, ImageKit private key, and the URL endpoint. Also it asking us to install this necessary package, which is a Google Gen AI and meme if needed, through we can probably hard coded image/png. So what we can do, first thing first, we are going to install that package. So simply you can type npm I and then install this Google Gen AI package. After this it will utilize this imagekit.ts file. Obviously it will create a new one, but we have some open question. It asking ImageKit credential are not currently present in the code base. Question 1, could you provide your ImageKit key like this one, so I can configure upload properly. Question 2, the native does not support FS node file system. I plan to skip saving image locally and instead upload base 64 string directly Gemini to the ImageKit. That avoid meme and write file, is that acceptable? So here we can simply say for question 1 I will add to .env file, and for question 2 yes, proceed without saving locally. So in the implementation plan you have to make sure to focus this small thing which give you the proper result while you started implementation. So right now let's proceed with this implementation. So we'll review. Here we can just click submit and then it will start. So let's go over here, and if you see, it started implementing.
A few moments later.
Now once it is ready, we have to make sure that we will add some private key and all. Okay, so I will go to this walkthrough guide, not walkthrough, the walkthrough after finishing the implementation, and here we need to add some environment keys. Okay, so simply first from the implementation plan we have to add these 3 keys. So I will copy that one by one, and then inside .env we'll add it. So over here the second key is image kit private, public, and then the URL endpoint. Now in order to get this key for a free, simply click the link in the description for the image kit. If you don't have an account, make sure to create a new account and simply sign in. Once you sign into our application, here we have developer options. Now inside the media library you will see all the uploaded images and all, but simply go to the developer option. Here we have option called API key. Now for the URL endpoint, simply copy this URL endpoint as it is. For the public key, you will find this public key and you have option to create your own restricted key as well. So you can add that one as well, and then you have the private key. So I will also copy this private key, and that's all. Just for the security purpose, we can also install this package called npm imine. So that is helpful for storing our images. Now over here, if you see inside the gemini.ts file, it already added this method called generate course image, and it uses this Gemini 2.5 flash image model in order to generate the image, and everything is there. Perfect. Now let's accept all of this change, and now you can just test this out. So in order to create a new course, I will go to the quest, and whichever course you want to generate, just enter it. So if you want to generate a React Native course, you can select the difficulty level, click Forge Journey, and then it will start generating. Right now if you see, it's giving a message that your course is being generated by our AI. You will be notified once it is ready, and over here you will see it's currently generating. Okay, so we'll wait for completing and generating this project. Once it is generated, then we'll see the result. And if you see, we also got the notification, and we also have some of the bounty which I completed previously, and here we have the React Native course. And if you keep learning from the course, right, and if you made some progress, I think then you will see on the home page that particular course. Just refresh it, and then you will see the course with the banner image. Pretty cool, right? And that's what we wanted. Obviously for this one we have some different images, because previously we are not used to generate the banner image, but now we have this proper banner image for each of this course. So that's how we have to generate the image from the AI model, and then you have to store it on an image kit, and then store their image URL to our database, so that it will fetch inside our application. If you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. We are about to finish our application. So let me go through this checkpoint 2 again. So we created this status page. So if I go to the status, and inside that you will see the player card. Then we have daily strike option, the all trophy section as well. So I will mark that. And then the players ranking. Currently I am the only one user using this application, because it's still in the building phase. So that ranking is also gonna display on this status page. Pretty cool, right? So it means all the points are noted. So I will mark it here. For the profile, we are going to show this hero avatar title, then detail player status. So here we have inventory, the learning activity, how many courses enroll, and everything. Okay, then we have the trophy showcase, where it will show the trophy which you earn. Right now if you see, I got another one which is a treasure hunter, which is the new one I think. Then we also added the setting and gear section, where user have option to enable or disable the sound notification, push notification, and other things, and option to log out from your application. So that option is behind this one, but you can just update it. So it means we also added this profile page with all the points we wanted to add. It means we are 98% application is finished. Only thing that remaining is to update your application logo, which I'm going to tell you in the next chapter, and then how to export your application for the App Store and the Play Store as well. If you want to install this app before publishing your application on the Play Store or App Store, if you are using Android device, you have to export it into a .apk file. I will put the link in the description for the APK, which you can download it and test it directly inside your mobile. And for the iOS, you need to create .ipa file to export it, and then you can use a test flight. Okay, so that we'll walk through in the next chapter. Lot of times in my React Native courses, user requested for adding a payment integration inside our app. Now there are a lot of different ways that you can add a payment integration. You can use either Clerk billing feature, which can directly integrate with the Clerk Expo SDK. But the most popular, which is a revenue cat or similar to like that. So you can simply go to this revenue cat, for example, and revenue cat provide you a inbuilt app payment gateway, which is connected to your app store and the Play Store, and it's a free to use. You can even create your own customized payment wall, okay, which can directly display anytime without updating your application. You can update your paywall anytime, and very easy to integrate. But sometimes integrating manually is a big headache because testing took a lot of time. But with the help of AI agent, we're gonna implement the revenue cat as well. So let's go ahead and let's do it. So we'll go to the anti-gravity, and then we're gonna simply add, I want to integrate revenue cat paywall. So so here we'll say, so inside profile page, add an option to open paywall for subscription. Okay, so we don't need to add a lot of things because AI will automatically understand what we are trying to achieve. Okay, and then simply send this much information. If AI agent think that we need more information, then it will ask us, but based on our simple and small prompt, it will generate the implementation plan. So here we have this implementation plan ready. So over here we need to add the revenue cat iOS key and the Android key. Obviously currently we are in the development mode, so revenue cat also have option to add a test key, okay, which you can test it locally. But once you want to export your application, make sure to update this key. Also it will add the React Native purchases package, okay, which will show the paywall, and this particular feature will not work on the Expo Go application. So you have to run your application using Expo on iOS or Android, and that's what right now we are running, right? And then we have some warning that it uses this particular package. That's completely fine. So these are some proposed changes, okay? So we'll proceed with this plan, and then we'll wait for the final implementation. So we'll proceed. Now in meantime, we'll go back to the revenue cat. Make sure to create a new account if you don't have already. It's free to use, so you don't need to pay anything, okay? And here you have option to create a new project. Give the project name. So we'll say Course Forge AI. Then we'll select the category. So it's an educational app, and then platform. So you can select any platform, whether it's a Android or Apple, okay? So currently we'll select Android. Okay, you can select multiple, that's cool. And then simply click create project. After that we'll continue. So here these are some basic and default plan, okay? We'll keep like this for now, and we'll say continue. So you can switch this to an Expo. You also have option to select the Expo, and if you see on the right hand side, this is how it look like. This is the API key which is added, okay, for the testing purpose, which you can copy anytime. But if you go back and inside your .env file, so what we can do, we can simply copy this key and we'll go to the .env file and we'll paste it here, iOS key and then Android key is equal to, and then you can either copy the same key. So this is okay to copy same key for iOS and Android for the testing purpose only, okay? You can even copy this code and then simply add it to the AI agent. This is the entitlement, and this is the paywall check, how to show the paywall, whether you make a purchase and not everything is displaying or the code is already given. Here we'll say I am ready, and currently you are on sandbox mode. Okay, but once if you don't want a sandbox mode, you can disable this one and then you will see an actual data. Okay, so after this you can go to the paywall section on the left side. Here you have option to create a new paywall, so we click on create from scratch, or you also have option to use a template or generate with the AI. So inside the use template section you will find a bunch of different templates, okay, ready to use template. So for example, if I go to this education section, right, you will find some of the AI, or sorry, not AI, but the predefined templates. Okay, whichever you think is best, you can just select that one. For example, if I want to select, let's select this simple one. Okay, and it has a monthly and yearly plan. Right now, if you want to make any update, you can just click on that component. It's kind of drag and drop kind of section. You can update the text, banner, whatever you want. Okay, and once you are happy with it, simply click publish all. So right now we have an error, so just make sure you will update this error. So right now we'll say default offering, because we are not updating anything. Here you need to add the URL buttons for terms and conditions. So I will just going to add some URL. Okay, but make sure once your application want to publish, you can update that. Okay, and here we'll say privacy. Once that is done, you can simply click publish wall and then check this box, confirm and publish. Now this paywall is published, it means it will use it, and whenever your revenue cat implementation is ready, this paywall will display on the screen. Okay, then we have this product category catalog section where you will find an offering. So currently we have default offering. Inside that we have 3 different plan: monthly, yearly and lifetime. But once you publish your application on App Store and Play Store, under the entitlement section, you can connect, or you can create a new entitlement and you can connect your application, which will automatically fetch the subscription. There are huge process that you need to implement, but I will create a separate video for that one. Just comment out in the comment section that you want to learn paywall and how to add it inside the React Native application. Okay, now after this, under this app and provider, you will find an API key. So we use this test store API key, but in order to create your own Android and iOS key, you just go to this configuration, and obviously this is a sandbox access, but you have option to create a new app configuration. You can create Android and iOS. Then you have to add a package name, you have to add the service account credential JSON, everything we have to fill up. Okay, but for now we are just focusing on sandbox mode or development mode, so we'll just wait for the complete implementation now.
A few moments later.
And once it is implemented, you will see a new option called Unlock CourseForge Pro. Once you just click on it, you will see all the beautiful option. Now in this particular example, this particular UI is not from the paywall from the revenue cat. It automatically added by our AI agent, but you can specifically mention that you want to use a revenue cat's paywall. But the another important thing, this particular plan, so currently we have 3 plan, this 3 plan is importing from the revenue cat. So from the revenue cat you are getting this one. Okay, now you have option to select anything, and then you have option to start the elite mode. You can even restore your purchase. When you click on the start elite mode, obviously we are in the test mode, so you will get an option whether you want to subscribe or you want to test the valid purchase or failed purchase. So for the testing you can do whichever you like, and then once you are happy with it, you can just start and test this particular scenario. As simple as that. Okay, so that's how easily you can implement the revenue cat with the AI model now, because adding a manual code in order to integrate revenue cat, it's little bit complicated, but with the help of AI agent, it is now quite easy. Now we are going to export our application. Due to the high Android users, I am going to show you how to export into an APK file. Now this APK you can simply install to your own device, but If you want to publish your project or application on the Play Store for the Android device, then you have to generate .aab file, and for iOS you have to generate .ipa file. Okay, but in this case we'll simply gonna create an .apk file which you can share it with your friends. I will also put the link in the description for this apk file in order to test it. So first thing, simply go to this Expo documentation and search for the how to generate apk file. You will get this documentation. Here first thing we need to do, inside this eas.json file we have to add this line of code. So we'll copy that, then go back to your Google Anti-Gravity and then search for .es.json file. If it's not there, then make sure to create one. So you have to create inside the root directory and then paste the code which you just copied. Okay, after that you have to run this command es build android profile preview. So inside the terminal I'm gonna paste this command and then it will ask, do you wanna create ES project? Now what it will do, it will build your APK file on ES platform, which means on Expo Dev platform. Okay, I will show you how. So here for now let's say yes, and then it will check all of the requirements. After that it will ask very important question, generate new Android key store. So here you have to say yes. So it will create a proper key store, and this key store you need every time, so make sure to create on the ES platform. And now if you see, your APK build is in process. Okay, so simply you can click on this link. Right now I already log in, but if you are not logged in, then you have to, it will ask you to log in on the ES platform. So if I go back to this Expo and log into my account, then you will see my application name just 24 seconds ago, and then here you will see currently application is in build process. Right now it's taking long time because I'm on a free plan, and it took a lot of time for the free plan in order to come in the queue, right? So currently we are in the far behind the queue, so it's taking some time, but there is another option. So I will come back from this and simply I will run same command. Alright, so I think I need to paste this same command again. Oh, there is some issue with this one. Let me close and add a new. And then after this preview, I will just add --local. So it will actually build your application locally if you have the Android Studio with the Gradle and the Android SDK installed. So right now, if you see, we are getting some error and it's saying the SDK did not find, and this is very common because most of the time we are getting this error that HD location not found. So in that case, the best option I will definitely suggest you guys, make sure to install the clean boot extension. Okay, this is very interesting because in one of my video I already used this one. It will actually find and resolve your issue. It will run the command on its own and lot of other things. So simply what you have to do, you can copy this, or not copy, but you can simply copy your command which you want to run. So in this case, this build command, and here simply paste it here, and we can say build APK file locally, okay, to this one. Now you might have a question whether clean boot is free or not. It is free as well, but if you want to connect your ChatGPT extension, you can even connect it. I already informed or I told you about this one in the beginning of the course. You can connect your ChatGPT extension, Gemini, OpenAI. If you click on clean boot, it also have the free API model which you can select it, but I already have the ChatGPT subscription, so I will use that one. And then simply send this one. You can also have plan mode, but we can go with the act mode directly. And now we'll wait to resolve and fix this issue.
A few moments later.
And if you see, after the task is completed, our APK file is generated. Now in order to find this APK file, simply you have to go to this Android folder, and inside the Android, go to this app folder, then go to the build outputs, and then you will find an APK folder. Inside that you will find this app debug APK. Now you can also create the app release APK, but both are the same thing, and that's how you have to create. Now if I bring this APK file inside the Android app, it will start installing inside the emulator directly, and then you can start using it. Okay, it's pretty simple. So that's how you have to generate the APK file. If you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section.